Welcome to 33 Founders, a series about founders of the coolest startups. Brought to you by 33 Voices and hosted by Chase Jennings and Jenna Abdul.
So I'm Andrea. I'm Anna, and we are the co-founders of LuminAID. We have a innovative solar lighting product that we manufacture and market for camping and outdoor recreation, and also humanitarian and disaster relief aid.
So you guys reached your goal on Indiegogo within the first week, which is really unheard of. And then you went on to raise 5 times your goal. Were you ready for this when it happened?
No, I mean, we were so excited about the Indiegogo campaign. And actually, that was a really big catalyst for us to kind of really see the project through and bring it to market. Just the global response we weren't expecting. So we were hoping that it would do well in the US and that people would buy it and sponsor lights to different organizations, but we were not expecting people from all different countries to hear about it and for it to be published in the Mumbai Mirror and in all different outlets all over the world. That was really exciting for us to see.
So once that happened, how did you guys really kick it into gear and start preparing for orders so quickly?
Well, we had manufacturing pretty much all set when we launched the Indiegogo campaign. We still had like a few kinks to work out, but it was pretty much ready to go. And then we placed our first production run pretty much right after that. And then we really used customer feedback from that first production run and distribution to the customers, to the Indiegogo customers, to continue like refining it a little bit and improving it. And then since that point, we've just been kind of continuing to scale our production and manufacturing and launched it as well on our e-commerce site. So we launched it, selling it online about like 4 or 5 months after the Indiegogo campaign.
So when I started doing some additional research on you guys, I just clicked on a random article and the headline reads, LuminAID changing the world, in bold at the top. I mean, how does that feel?
I think obviously we're very like flattered and grateful for the attention that I think the product has received. And it's really, like Anna said, when we first invented this, I don't think we ever thought that, it would reach places that I guess, especially like the press and media have taken it. And so I think, obviously it's flattering. We also kind of try and qualify that a little bit and channel that more towards being, as productive as we can be, to just keep committing to the idea, doing as well as we can with it, and kind of just working really hard to justify, all of the attention that we've received so far. So that's generally how we react to those things. But it's always a surprise. It's always flattering when, somebody writes something really nice about the product in a place that we never thought that we would ever send it or, sell it. So
when you have surprises like that and big milestones, how do you celebrate?
I think we often celebrate through our social media outlets, actually. Like, we love kind of sharing it with customers, and sharing it with our fans on Facebook and through Twitter. And I think that's like, whenever we hear good news, we just want to, share it with everyone. And we've been so lucky, especially from Indiegogo, from that, start, really, to have people that were rooting not just for the success of the product, but the success of the company and the vision. And that's been really exciting. Like, they kind of know our whole story about how we started, and we like that they know all of that. And we kind of like to share, business moments as well as distribution, all sorts of success stories. It's really fun.
Yeah, Chase shared your lights for likes on Facebook with me.
Nice.
And I know he's really interested in what you guys are doing with social media.
So how is this campaign, what has it taught you about social media, maybe?
It's taught us that, first, I think it's a really nice way to build an audience of people that both are interested in the product and then also our mission. So it gives us it's a really good forum for us to kind of promote both of those aspects of the product and the company, which is kind of our proposition. I think that's really the value proposition of the product, really, so that it can be used in so many different ways. And finding a community of people who are interested in all of it gives us a really good platform to, like Anna said, share things about the company and the product. So, yeah.
I know that everybody is really excited about what you guys are doing. We're really excited about it. But what excites you the most every day when you go into work?
We just made a video called it's our Give Light video, and it's just kind of a compilation of all the video that we've collected from this past year and a half or so, distributing lights, from the Indiegogo campaign and from other projects that we've done. And I think that when we saw that kind of being put together, a friend of ours put it together, and we were, I think, so humbled and so excited to see that video and just all the footage from around the world. Andrea and I haven't actually had an opportunity to travel that much, and actually see the light being used. So it's so touching for us to actually see it in use and see little kids, it's just very, very exciting for us. I think that's the most wonderful thing.
When you look back on your past 2 years, what are you most proud of?
It's a tough one. I think it's a lot of things. I think it's being able to have made as many lights as we have. I just never, when we first started, if you said let's make 1,000 lights, I think we would have both been like, wow, that's going to be really hard. Here we are, I think it's 25,000 later, and we're only increasing that at a very quick pace in terms of production. So I think that I think is one milestone that is a big benchmark for how far we've come.
Yeah, we're also completely self-funded. So, yeah. That's a really exciting thing. The Indiegogo campaign, obviously that's not really self-funded, but it's that. And then we did business plan competitions, and just through sales, we've been able to scale, and we've split up our sales so that, we have the ability to sell to customers in the US as a camping product, and then also to be able to sponsor lights. So I think we're also really proud of that ability to scale successfully through kind of being smart about the social venture side of it, and also, the business side of it, and figuring out how to balance, how to balance everything to really be a successful company.
Yeah, and I'll just add too, although we've been really fortunate, that things have worked out that way with the product and our ability to just sell it as quickly as we did. But we didn't really get to this point on our own either. We work with so many good people who have either helped us or who are just contributing to different aspects of the company. And we worked with a lot of the same people actually over the last 2 years who have been sort of our go-to experts in manufacturing. Or Anna mentioned that we have, a former classmate of ours that helps us with all of our media and videos, and, a great web designer that we work with. And we've been really lucky too in that respect. So it's kind of been it's been a team effort, even though we run it very lean on paper. So
relationships are key, huh?
Definitely. Customers and colleagues and, supporters, everyone really has helped us to get to this point that has been connected in whatever way to LuminAID. So,
is there anyone in particular who's played a really big role in your journey?
Yeah, there's a couple people. We reached out to, it was kind of a family friend of a friend who helped us with manufacturing from the very beginning. And he's been integral. He's had manufacturing experience and helps us with quality control in China, and kind of works directly with our manufacturer. And he's basically on our, he's a full-time team member. And that's been incredibly valuable to us. Manufacturing is the greatest challenge, I think, for any consumer products company. And he's been very, very, very helpful. There's also, let's see, we've had a really good friend who's helped us with a lot of the graphic design and the packaging and the videos and things like that. And we're lucky that we come from architecture backgrounds, so we have a lot of very creative friends that we can ask help, and things like that. So that's been great.
Yeah, and definitely the videos and the design are wonderful. Everything that you guys are doing, that is great. Is there something you wish you would have known when you started out that could have helped you achieve these goals even faster?
It's there's definitely more than one thing that probably we wished we had known. Would we have done anything differently? Sure. That may have helped us do this more quickly. And by the way, there's still so much work to be done. But yeah, but I think in terms of the big moves that we've made, I don't think that, I think we've given it, 100%, and that's really all you can ask for at some point. I can't really rethink anything that is that on my mind that I would say, like, oh, I wish we had done this differently.
Yeah, nothing really big. Like, we do work a little bit like trial and error. Like, we test out prices, we test out different versions of the product, but no like big mistakes. We never like invest a lot in one of those trials. So I think that's been really helpful, is just kind of doing small trials. And so definitely we've made a lot of changes throughout it, but nothing huge.
Yeah, I think too, maybe one thing would be just sort of like, and I think we are, again, like I said, like we're increasing our production at a level that like we never thought was possible. And I think that alone speaks to the fact that we're just a lot less cautious than we ever have been before. So it's sort of like we're doubling down on our company, we're doubling down on our idea. And I think, so it's like we're really optimistic moving forward about, moving forward with that kind of attitude. I think it's going to really pay off, hopefully. So
yeah,
I'm sure it will. Now, how many people are on your team?
It's a sliding scale. Like I said, we work with a ton of really good people who, will pull in for different projects. Like, okay, we need to do some new work on our website. So we'll contact our web designer, like Anna said, with the videos, we'll call our former classmate and say, hey, we have an idea for a new video. So I would say at any given time, it's definitely Anna and myself. And then, we'll be working with another 4 to 6 people, just getting different things, different sets of things done. Hopefully moving forward, we can kind of rope in more full-time support. And this summer we have 2 really great interns who are here with us every day. So that's been a big change, actually.
All right, now speaking of these interns, how do you attract talent and these young interns to come help you with a small team, and how do you inspire and motivate them?
So the backstory with the interns is actually, so I'm actually a current business school student at the University of Chicago, which is why I've been in Chicago for the past couple of years. And anyways, it's an open question as to when I'll be finished with school, but at this point. But the university and a business school, the Booth School of Business, has been incredibly supportive, actually, of LuminAID, and we've really depended upon them a lot for resources. And in turn, I think they've done a great job as supporting us as kind of a company that's coming out of the school. And so actually, when I was looking for interns, I went to the undergraduate class at U Chicago. And what was nice is actually a lot of them had heard of LuminAID, and I think in part because young people are also a lot of times so supportive of companies like ours, where we're thinking, about both the bottom line and the social impact aspect of it. So I found that there was a lot of interest on that level. So it actually wasn't too difficult to find people who were interested in coming on board, and we got really lucky. We had spots for available for 2 interns. So we talked to a lot of them, and then picked a couple that we thought would fit really well with the company. That turned out to be the case. So
yeah, no, they're great.
They're pretty much up for anything, and they'll go with the flow, which is like one of the top skills that I think we've had to find in ourselves.
Like, they're buying FedEx, but like they're just troopers. So
are they out there right now doing arts and crafts with you?
Yeah, they're out there doing the arts and crafts.
They're gluing cardboard together right now.
That's awesome. So let's pretend that we're having this conversation in July, but in 2020. What kind of things need to be happening for you to look at your lab and really define it as successful? And as a side note, please tell me any new products that you have in mind that might be out.
So our patents that we filed cover the combination of the solar LED inflatable. So our goal with those patents is to cover all shapes, sizes, performance parameters, really like anything that you can think of that's solar LED inflatable. So our vision for this company is to really create a product line based on that, and a lot of different sizes and shapes and things like that. So we do have some ideas, some different, brighter, just different charging features, things that would be useful in emergency situations, and also just for all different situations. So that's our goal. We're launching another product probably in the fall will be the time that we launch it. And we're excited to kind of just continue to develop our products and build the brand as much as possible.
Yeah, I think coming up with new stuff is really...
That's the fun part.
Yeah, we're designers and technical people. So really, at the end of the day, that's what we really love to do. So I think too, what's nice is that, we can engineer things to perform a certain way or function practically, but then we can also kind of bring a new twist to things just with like the design sensibility that I think we bring to things. So it's exciting to think along both of those lines to come up with things that are useful, that people want, people need, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and just one last thing. I think success will be to also kind of really be able to have an impact in the different types of sales markets that we want to reach. So disaster relief aid, humanitarian aid, and camping, outdoor recreation, emergency use. So we're kind of, splitting up our sales into these 3 different channels, and we've done little bits in each, and we really want to have an impact in all of them. So I think that'll be a goal for us over the next couple of years.
Speaking of recreational, just as another side note, I actually saw somebody, I'm pretty positive it was the LuminAID bag, but they were throwing it up at an electronic festival.
Cool.
So there's some other uses with that.
Yeah, we've had a couple people as of late saying like, oh, you know what? Like, I know LuminAID, I bought one of those. And I'm just like, that's one thing that I never thought, if somebody would have told me that we would make a product that somebody would then tell me, oh, I have one of those. I'm like, that's a surreal feeling. So
yeah, that is very exciting.
Is there one thing right now that I know you mentioned that you would like to travel more and deliver your own lights? Is there one place you really want to go?
Let's see. I think we've distributed a lot of lights with Pencils of Promise in Laos, and they've done a really wonderful job just sharing lights with students there. And they've outfitted a whole school of students with lights. And they've also done a really good job of documenting it for us with pictures and video and things like that. I would love to visit one of those schools and see the lights in use there.
Anywhere really would be exciting.
Anywhere.
We've put out close to, I think it's about 1,000 lights in Haiti. And we have a really good partner that we work with down there. And what was meaningful for us when we actually saw, again, the videos and things that they sent back to us, I think a year after we had first invented it. So it came before those very same intensities. So things kind of came full circle for us a little bit. It just was a really cool turn of events where it's like it started from a school project and it actually made it to the place that we designed it for. So that was, I think it would be great also if we could go kind of check out what's happening down there now a couple years later and see what more we could do.
Yeah,